What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of reckless logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smash the notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. Now let's get straight into this video. Alrighty, y'all. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. As you guys can already tell by the title, this will be a review. I will be reviewing Bad Boys LA episode 4, season 1. All right, so let's get straight into it. And first things first, per usual, I'll be trying to time these reviews, but it just don't be working out that way. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so make sure I put my banner up, and that's on period. Alrighty, so we start off where we left off, which it. Ooh, hey, Ev. Thank you for last time. For yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Thank you. All right, so we start off where we left off. So where we left off is just about from the bowling alley, because keep in mind, from last episode, they was at the bowling alley. It was the event, a big giant party, industry party. But however, a big fight had broke out. All in all, we basically end up finding out something that I already kind of knew from the preview. It was the baby and Danny Lee's brother. I believe his name is Brandon Bills. Don't quote me on that. Thank you. Do not quote me on that, but I think that's his name. So they find out it's him. The whole situation gets out of hand. People are bloody. The party gets shut down for the most part. So with that being said, everybody gets confiscated from the party and they go on a single file line and they get back on that bus. Okay. So while they're on the bus, they make their way back. They get on the bus and then they're on the way back to the house. So, yes. So basically what ends up happening is that now they're giving now why is it every single time I'm about to go live, everything just wants to happen. All the trains want to come, all the cars want to come, bitches want to fry chicken and shit. They're going on. But anyway, so at this point, the whole cast is on the bus and they're giving their opinions about what happened when it came down to Brandon Bills and the baby. And so they're giving their opinion saying, he was defending his sister. He was talking that ish, pros and cons, there was like a scale. They was trying to see whose side were they on, basically trying to see. So at this point, everybody's mad. Everybody's mad only because of the simple fact of, from what they were saying, they literally just got there. They went in there, showed their face, and the next thing they know, they had to leave because everything had broke loose. So they didn't even get a chance to even have fun. They've been trying to get out of the house for the longest, but it just wasn't time, okay? They didn't get much time outside, okay? So Skittles, basically Skittles, aka Gutter Rainbow K, in her confessional basically said, but was about to say something about the baby, but stopped herself because she realized that the baby have done some things to people up in Walmart. So everybody know, if you don't know, the baby has, because girl, I know YouTube, has taken one's life inside of Walmart. Yes, I believe it was self-defense, but he has done it. So that's what Ms. Gutter K was referencing and why she didn't say what she wanted to say. Now, just to be completely honest, this is what I thought, this is what I think that Miss Gutter K was going to say. I thought that Gutter K was going to be like, ooh, the baby, another DL bottom, or something like that. You know how that whole thing. But I think that's what I thought. That's what I think she was going to say. Allegedly. So with that being said, alleged. All righty. So with all of that being said, Gatekeeper's confessional. Basically lets it be known that he wants to address Miss Ass So Big like the son Williams. Let's go back. Let's go back memory lane from last episode. Remember, Miss Ass So Big like the son allegedly had twerked on Moolah, aka Gatekeeper. All righty, so that's what we're referring to. Now let's go back to present day. All right, so there we go. So after he said everything he said in his confessional, Gatekeeper addresses Miss Ass So Big like the son. Now let's be very clear. When he addressed when he addressed Miss Ass So Big like the son, when I tell you, he looked like Ass So Big like the son, looked like he was a deer in headlights. He looked like he was flabbergasted per usual, looked like he was scared. It kind of looked like he kind of shit his pants at the end of the day. He was so scared and kind of caught off guard, but at the same time knew what happened, but at the same time didn't know what happened. It was a lot going on. It was a big ass question mark on top of that bitch forehead. Girl. All right, so Yeah, so with that being said, we completely caught off guard. Now, Gatekeeper was making comments as in, you do too much, and basically was saying, keep that shit over there. Uh, damn, I keep losing my spot. Yeah, they would keep that shit over there. Now, the asshole big confessional, let's know the confessional that he respects his straight community. As in, I would know I was twerking, I know I was dancing, having a good time, but I would never disrespect you like that. That's what Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun said in the confessional. All right, so yeah, so Gatekeeper at this point is going off. It's heated because at this point, keep in mind when everything had happened. Remember, had DMV, aka Curtis, had took him outside to try to calm him down. Didn't mean that those feelings went away. It just mean that he calmed down for a little bit. But at this point, everything's starting to come out, so he's going off now. Yeah, so he's going off. Now here we go. DMV makes a comment, aka Curtis makes a comment saying, if you want to be famous, no, yeah, if you're meant to be famous, then you'll be famous. Here's my issue with that. The thing that gives me with DMV is that you always bumping into something, get into a situation, but then be shocked when you're like collateral damage. Like, that's the thing. You always making comments on something that didn't involve you. You always, always inserting yourself, but then be shocked when you're part of the damage that's done. I'm just saying. So in the midst of that, I did realize that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams with her BBL apologized for everything. So at this point, everybody in the bus, I feel like for the most part are shocked because I feel like a lot of them didn't really see it or anything like that. So they're shocked. So, however, Carmax, aka Really B, aka Darrell, wants clarity and wants Gatekeeper to speak for himself. Because the thing is, when Carmax was there, Carmax is basically asking, what happened, was trying to get clarity. But however, Moolah, aka Gatekeeper, I guess he was getting so mad, he started to kind of shut down. Because I guess he was trying to keep those homophobic slurs in. He was trying to shut down. And so he kind of looked at DMV and did like this, something like this. And so I guess that was his cue to kind of talk for him. And so Carmax was like, excuse me, I will need for him to speak for himself. So what happened? And I was here for it. Speak for yourself. Stop trying to send somebody else to speak for you. Speak for yourself. Okay, so yes. So Gatekeeper, blessed be known that every time he looks around, Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is next to him twerking. Now here's the thing. Actually, I think I'm gonna finish this, then I'm gonna get back to the incident, what I think, because I'm trying to balance this out. All right, next to him twerking. So Skittles throws a little shade. At least I thought it was shade. Was like, Ass So Big Like the Sun did say in his songs that, when he gets to the club, he's going to shake his ass and, get all the trade or get all the DLs. Shade, bitch, I called it. And so Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams began to talk. But however, in the midst of him beginning to talk, Gatekeeper cuts him off. And so Gatekeeper basically start using words and was saying, you're doing all this weird shit. But then Miss Gutter Skittle K, Rainbow K, bitch, ended up saying the question that I would have asked, as in, what's weird? And so the thing about it, Moolah, Gatekeeper, he started to answer the question, but then stopped himself and then proceeded to kind of keep going in on his issue with Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun. And this is the reason why, as you know what, I'm going to put a pin in it. I'm going to get back to that. So, yeah, so basically, after the whole situation, they start, he kind of going in on him. Everybody else looking like deer in headlights because they didn't know what was going on besides DMV and I can't even say even the other boy knew. But whatever. Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is in her confessional. Basically let it be known that she's scared, not a fighter, scared that Gatekeeper's going to put hands. They already know what the hell he did to Carry On. Don't want it done to him. That's just really what it was. Now, let me just really explain this big giant thing. Because should I wait? No, I'm gonna say bits of it now and bits of it to the next part. Here's the thing. Now, initially, do I believe that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun actually twerked on Moolah? I'm gonna be honest with you. I 100% don't believe it. Now, if as in being intentional, I don't believe that. Keep in mind, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. But as in being intentional, as in twerking on the man, I don't believe that not one bit. Now, if it was a mistake, that's something different. And even then, once again, look, y'all hear that? Once again, every single time I go live, people want to almost hey Ty, everybody want to argue, everybody want to fried chicken, everybody want to all the trains want to come by. Bitch, a bitch car done broke down in front of the goddamn house. I was like, what the fuck, really, bitch? But this is the reason why I be like streaming late at night, because a lot of shit don't happen for the most part. But anyway, let me get back. I'm sorry, I just heard something. But anyway, look. So as in being intentional, I don't believe that as Miss Ass So Big like the son twerked on Moolah. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Now, if it was a mistake, then I think that you're kind of taking it a little bit too far if it was an honest mistake. Because at the end of the day, it was a mistake. It's not like he was intentional about twerking on you. Let's just call a spade a spade. So I think I understand, because the thing is about it too, if we're in a club space, you can come in. If you're in a club space, then the whole thing about it is that you have to realize that it's very possible that someone's going to probably dance on you, especially if you're in a tight, area. So I understand you're probably mad about it, but keep in mind that you're not the only person in there. So whatever, I feel like, I'm sorry, y'all, that kind of just made me mad. But girl, that kind of just blew my heart. Anyway, let me get back to it. Okay, so the next day, yes, I do agree. He was being extra, because it's like, if it was an honest mistake, then you need to cool out and chill out. And plus, on top of that, because now I'm really getting to myself. And plus, on top of that, he kept switching from, okay, you're twerking, because if you pay attention, he went from he was twerking on me, to he was twerking near me. So which one? If he was twerking on you, then that means it probably was intentional. If he was twerking near you, that means it probably was an accident. So like and then talking about, you just keep that over there. But the whole thing is that us as gay men, we get twerked on by people all the time, but we don't freak out. We just understand it's a, guess what? It's a goddamn, it's an honest mistake. Women twerk on me, but I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry, I understand, You're doing too much. So the next day, we're by the pool, and basically who's at the pool is Mr. Cristobal and Mr. Lil Gucci with the shades, bitch. Yes, ma'am. So basically they end up having a recap about yesterday. And while they're having a recap about, oh, this happened, that happened, Carmex, aka Relly B, decides to walk up. Girl, my mouth is dry. Cristobal acts and gives an explanation to the baby, and Brandon fights. So they're giving their explanations. He's asking questions. They're going through the whole rundown about just about what happened yesterday. I was like, come on, summary. Yes, ma'am. So Cristobal and Mr. Lil Gucci with the shades tell Carmex about the party. Okay, so basically what ended up happening is that Natalie ended up contacting them, apparently. Okay, so basically what ended up happening is that Natalie ended up contacting Milan and Mr. Lil Gucci with the shades, and basically let them know, but since that party was shut down, you guys got to come with your own house party. But the thing about it, you guys got to shut it down, and you got to do your due deals. Do what needs to be done. Understand the assignment, bitch. That's basically what Natalie was trying to give. So basically, he was telling him about the party, but however, they have to come up with a song. Now, but at the same time, they need to have a house meeting. Let me take that off. All right, so Cristobal also lets it be known that Miss Ass So Big like the son left the house. Now, let's be very clear. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I think for the most part, I think everybody already knew that, but however, you understand that even though I may know this, let's also get in camera. Let's also let this be known what's going on. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yes, okay, so they all felt like the Miss Ass So Big like the son Williams left because of the altercation on the bus, which she had with DMV. Well, not really DMV, but he always inserted himself. DMV and Gatekeeper. So basically, in Carmen's confessional, lets it be known that they should get over it, because if women did it, he doesn't mind. And basically, and I 100% agree. Because here's the thing. Ooh, Because okay, so here's the thing with that is that and that goes to the point that I think you overreacted, because at the end of the day, if women do it to us all the goddamn time, but guess what? We understand that, you know, it was an honest mistake. I think this has more to do with not so much of the twerking. It's just the whole thing of he's dealing with his own internalized homophobia. That's really what it is at the end of the day. That's how I feel about it. Because yeah, I can't get into a deep conversation about it, but yeah, let's just call it spade a spade. He's battling his own internalized, well, not internalized, but his own homophobia that he has to conquer just about at the end of the day. Because if you listen to his rhetoric, he was saying stuff as in, keep that stuff over there. And then also using synonyms like, you keep that weird shit, and also using stuff. And basically, his whole rhetoric snitches on himself at the end of the day. All right, but this is also, Cristobal also lets it be known that he's going to talk to Miss Ass so big like the sun and try to convince him to stay. I'm assuming, because multiple people did that during this episode, I'm assuming that's what production and Zeus put on their task. They like their list of tasks they have to do for today. I guess everybody had to reach out to Miss Ass so big like the sun, and, you know, at least try to get a scene with the bitch or two. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, is everybody was hitting this bitch up. I don't know why, but anyway. I do want to say this, because this is when this big giant conversation happened with Milan, and this particular clip ended up coming out. So basically, within that whole exchange, and keep in mind I finished this whole scene, but keep in mind with this whole exchange, Milan let it be known that, you know, sometimes us as gay men, not saying that we have to change who we are, but sometimes we have to tone it down, because understand that going into the straight club is like going into the lion's den, and sometimes us being ourselves is like having meat on us. Now, here's the thing. Now, this is where we're going to get into some real shit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing is that I'm conflicted. I'm really conflicted, because I do understand, because the thing is that when people was actually, because I was reading the comments, when people was actually going with that clip, people were saying, yes, straight people need to know, gay people need to know their boundaries, and and it was going on. And in my head, I'm like, that had nothing to do with what, now I'm going to say use his real name, Milan was saying. What he was saying was that queer people had to tone it down because of their own safety, not because they don't know how to quote unquote understand and respect boundaries. Basically, it has to do more with the ignorance of the people inside the club. Like, if anything, he's calling you stupid hoes out for being so damn ignorant and not understanding, or even just leaving people alone to be who they are, but instead you want to insult them and go over there and beat them up and do etc. And another thing too, let's just call a spade a spade. You mean to tell me that gay men go inside of a straight club and begin dancing on straight men? Please tell me where y'all got the information from. You mean to tell me gay men go inside of a straight club and start dancing, twerking on straight men? I really want somebody to tell me this. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Now, if it's by mistake, possibly, but I don't believe it. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't. Now, I think I'm gonna leave that for that, because girl, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get back into it when they have the later on scenes. Now, Cristobal's, now at this point, we're gonna transition from the pool side, and now we're going on with the Cristobal with his BBL halfway naked in a bikini, or Speedos, bitch. So we're in Cristobal's room. This bitch is in his damn bikini, showing off that BBL, making sure that his warranty is already set up for that ass. And he wasn't really. Oops, I'm reading the wrong thing. Yes. So basically, within this interaction, he calls Miss Ass so big like the sun. Basically, FaceTimes him. So Miss Ass so big like the sun picks up. So they start talking about their BBLs, when the expiration date. I'm just playing, y'all. So with that being said, he calls Miss Ass so big like the sun picks up. So within the call, Miss Ass so big like the sun said he don't want no one to jump him. And basically within that, Milan, aka Crystal Ball is trying to convince him to come back and stay and finish things out. Now, he said he wanted to finish things out only because of his dignity. If you run off, you're gonna be looked at. You're gonna be looked as weak, pussy, etc. That's really what it is. Let me see. Dang, I can't even keep it up with this. Is Jesus. Okay, so yes, so at this point, this is when they hang up. Crystal Ball makes his way, tiptoe his ass all the way to Twilight's room, aka the den, bitch. Now the reason why I call it the den because he looked like the boy from Twilight. I don't know, either I'm just saying it because he's white, or however he does have the features, or give me like Euros, like European or whatever. I'm assuming. But I'm gonna call it the den because for some reason when Sissy from Twilight, he is a vampire. I think about him being like upside down, like in the closet or in the bathroom or something, bitch. I don't know. My mind just be going. But anyway, he makes his way to the den, and Twilight basically explains to Crystal Ball what happened. So in the meantime, basically Twilight lets it be known that after the whole incident happened on the bus, they still ended up going out to the club. But however, when it came down to Twilight and Miss Ass So Be It Like the Son Williams, they stayed home. Now, initially they were together, but however, Twilight went down to the pool. When he came back, now here's the thing that got me. Twilight said that the rooms or something was locked, at least to my understanding. I could be wrong. He said something about the rooms or something were locked, but then what's the bitch name? Ass So Be It Like the Son had got a call and said that he was going to get jumped. Now, the only thing that came to my head was a call. I mean, what you mean you got a call that you was going to get jumped? The first thing that came to my head was, bitch, Zeus, you messy. Zeus, you messy as fuck. Now that's if that actually happened like that, because he could be lying about the call. He could have just been wanting to find a way to get out of there. I'm gonna give them that. But I was like, a call. I was like, Zeus, you messy, bitch. But I understand you're a producer, produce shows, bitch. I get it. Damn, I keep losing my spot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so yeah, jumped and walked out. Oh yeah, so with that being said, he ended up walking out. He left his luggage and everything. That bitch got the fuck up out of there. Like I said, that bitch was flabbergasted, bitch. So yeah, so Crystal Ball, in the meantime, he was talking and he said something along the lines of, yeah, fighting doesn't have to make you, I'm paraphrasing y'all. Fighting does not have to make you a bad boy. This is not Fight Boys Club. And I was like, bitch, what? What you mean it's not Fight Boy? And this is the stuff that I'll be saying, because I understand at these moments you guys want to have the heart to heart and all the different types of things. But however, the thing is that you guys say that, but however, you guys use fighting as a way to solidify your bad boyness. That, like, y'all use fighting as a way to solidify that I'm a bad boy. Moolah has done it. Aurelie has done it. Milan has done it. The white boys had done it before Darrell had came in and whooped both of their ass. They were doing it. So the Artist Fight Boys Club, I'm like, girl, y'all can take that elsewhere. I get it, what y'all talk about, but however, y'all not really staying true and at least consistent with it. But I get it. I understand context of the conversation. I get it. So Crystal Ball wants the baddest to stay, and he's gonna try to convince him to stay. I said, come on, Taz. I know Zeus told y'all that y'all all contact him today and try to get his ass to stay here, because we can't afford to keep trying to fly people up out of here. Okay, I said, okay, yes, ma'am. So at this point, now we transition to the front of the house. I'm assuming the front of the house. So Gatekeeper and DMV, basically they're walking up. I'm assuming they went to go to the nearest chicken spot, because I could have sworn I saw one of the white plates or whatever. So Gatekeepers, that's what I talked about last night. So he was not feeling the vibe. He wasn't feeling the vibe, of course, because he said Miss Ass So Be It Like the Son Williams had twerked on him. So DMV basically said that Miss Ass So Be It Like the Son almost twerked on his head as well. Now, I don't know what's he referring to, just in general, as many times they probably have already been out, or it actually happened last night. Now, Gatekeeper also lets it be known that they are outnumbered, and feels like every time he expresses himself, they're trying to make it seem like he's picking on the gays. And I was like, girl, you kind of are, but okay, to each his own. All right, and then okay, so after he said that, Gatekeeper also lets it be known that the baddest, aka Miss Ass So Be It Like the Son, hey. Oh, so Miss Ass So Be It Like the Son ruined his whole night. And this was the whole thing that I was saying. And this also the same thing that Conscious was saying too, is that you allow somebody mistakenly twerking on you, ruin your whole night. And the thing is, I can see if it was like intentional. I can see if it was something that he meant to do and like he meant to do it. But from my understanding, I could be wrong. It wasn't intentional. Like he didn't mean to actually just go with it. Back it up on me, bitch. No, like I wasn't getting that. But to each his own. And plus, let's also keep in context too. This is Zeus. Zeus is a network that builds its brand off of controversy and drama. So you mean to tell me, as a big giant network, and this goes for all production, they have shown all types of fights on here. They have shown all the types of arguments on here. And you mean to tell me they did not show you getting twerked on by William, especially if that is the context of drama or the point of attraction when it comes to drama in this episode? They didn't show that. And you mean to tell me everybody was in there and no one else seen it? and plus cameras didn't catch it. And that's another reason why I'm trying to like understand what Moonlight, because let's keep very clear. I completely understand the whole conversation, because let me bring it back down. I completely understand the conversation when it comes down to understanding boundaries. But however, this is still the same guy that will literally look you dead in the face and will say that the reason why him and Carry-On got into it was because Carry-On was getting spicy with him. But however, he does not admit that the reason why Carry-On got to that point is because he was being spicy with Carry-On. It's stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, so Gatekeeper tells DMV that, also lets DMV know that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams end up exiting the house. Now, however, in DMV's confessional, Gatekeeper, of course, he says that Gatekeeper had Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams shook, and then he proceeds to laugh. And this is the reason why I was very conflicted during this episode. But here's my thing. My thing is this: is that it's funny now that Moolah, aka Gatekeeper, has Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun shook. But it wasn't so funny when Milan was over there tip tapping and got that bebopping on the back of your head and going upside your head. So it's funny when y'all have the upper hand, but it's not so funny when the whole house about to tap that ass. I'm saying stuff like that, y'all. Let me see. Okay, so DMV felt like that Gatekeeper had to check the baddest bitch, aka Miss Williams, because he felt like he was getting too comfortable. And also says, and now this is when Twilight walks out. Now the whole thing about him getting too comfortable, it's this I was very conflicted during this episode, because it's like I understand the conversation of boundaries, but at the same time, I just can't take Moolah's 100% word for it, because this is the same guy that would sit up there and not tell the full truth about him and Carry-On. And then on top of his rhetoric is saying stuff like, oh, he twerked on me, as in you felt like he was being intentional, which is something he was alluding to. I think he also said as well, but then you also said that he was twerking around me. If he was twerking around you, 9 times out of 10, he probably didn't mean to twerk on you. If he was twerking around you, let's just call a spade a spade. Alrighty. And don't worry, I have something for Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams a little later on in this episode. Trust me, I'm coming to him too. Yeah. So Twilight, after he got done hanging upside down in his closet, bitch, comes outside. So when he comes outside, Gatekeeper questions Twilight about Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun. So basically, he let it be known, so what both of y'all on? And so another thing, too, I did notice is that when I was watching the episode, as Twilight was starting to, slowly glance by a bitch, walking on her damn tippy toes, that bitch always looked goddamn, he always looks uncomfortable. He looks so uncomfortable all the time. But as he was coming out, I could have sworn I seen Moolah touch his chest and kind of pushed him back a little bit. And I could have just been overreacting like when I seen it, but I was like, girl, you can don't be able to just push. What the fuck you think this is? And stuff like that, girl. But he did that, and so Twilight's response was basically like, "Yo, what you mean? But like, what you mean? What we own? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me." Da da da. I was like, "Girl, okay, I guess or whatever." So Okay, my throat is dry. Hold up, y'all. Water break. Whenever I get to talking a lot, because he is. Oh, girl, my throat got some lubrication now, girl. Yeah. So basically, Twilight explains why the Miss ass so big, like the son left. It's basically he reiterates the whole statement and stuff that he told Crystal Ball and basically told them. So Gatekeeper and DMV are confused because the whole thing is this: is that DMV and Gatekeeper said that he wasn't even going to put hands on Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he was actually gonna put hands on Ass So Big. I think that I'm gonna kind of put a pin in that because that's gonna come up a little bit later. But I honestly don't think that he was gonna put hands on him. Let's just call a spade a spade. Now, if things probably would have escalated, then possibly. But right then and there, I think he was just really pissed off, and I think he was holding stuff in to when he kind of let it out. It kind of just went out, like the way that it did, but. Because, I always give Gatekeeper and DMV the blues. But however, I will say in this particular case, I don't think he was going to put hands on Williams. I'm just be honest with you. But and Zeus is messy. I'm going to tell you the reason why they messy. Because like I said earlier, when he kept saying that they got a call, I'm like, the first thing is call from who? And I'm like, okay, if you got a call, obviously got to be somebody that knows about the house. Obviously got to be somebody that's in the house. Obviously got to be somebody that knows everything that's going on up in that motherfucker. So with that being said, it also has to be one that has to be aware of certain things that's going on up in here. So I was like, oh, that's probably Zeus production. But however, I digress. It's probably not them. I'm gonna say allegedly. All right, so. Damn, where am I? I keep losing spots, yo. Yeah, okay, so at this point, everybody just kind of coming up with the same thing. Hey, as in Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is just paranoid. Paranoid because she done seen what Moolah had done to Carry On, aka Neo Soul, and she don't want that done to her. So it just felt like just paranoid, even though I really don't think that they were gonna do anything. Let's just call a spade a spade. Now, Gatekeeper also wants to clear the air with Twilight. Let's it be known, I have no issue with you. We cool. I respect you. We have no problem. And also decides to still give his disclaimer as in, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. I was like, okay, girl, we get it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let's have a heart-to-heart. I know I give Moolah the blues. I know I really do. Him and Curtis. But sometimes I really do. Because as sometimes within the episode, it's smaller segments. I do feel like he really be trying. I really do feel like he really be trying to, respect people, respect the gay community, do all these different types of things. But he has his moments where he relapse. And so a lot of times I'm like, okay, I can kind of get with him, but then he do something. I'm like, girl, what the fuck was that? But that comes, it's a process. It's a process. So he gives his disclaimer as in, bitch, I'm straight. We're like, okay, girl, we understand. We already signed off on it. We already approved it. It's already been stamped and sent to the post office, girl. So after that, DMV also wants to clear the air as well. Let's know we have no problem with the gay community. We have no problem with what you like or what you do, And also let it be known, tells Twilight that he is cool because he's not being extra or doing extra stuff around. And now here's my thing, because this is when I'm going to get into some real shit too. Hold up, y'all. Water break. Let me lubricate for this because this is going to be a long one. This is my issue. Here, the thing is that whole statement, because literally, keep in mind, I was just on Bigo and I was up there having trying to have an intellectual conversation with some homophobes, transphobes. But we have difference of opinions. They're not saying that. Cool. And I literally just got that same statement, which is why it probably triggered me up right now. Here's the thing. This is really built on respectability politics. As in, if a person does too much, first up, dang, I'm over here dying. If a person does too much, it determines how I'm going to treat you. That is going to be a big issue. The reason that's going to be a big issue because that's leaving room for people to decide and also be the judge for one's fate. As in, that's like me saying this: just because you dress like a thug, you deserve to go to jail. No, you treat them for the, once again, who gives a fuck? You treat them for their character, not what their orientation is, not the way that they dress. And that's where the issue lies in. You're judging them based on everything else but what their character is. That shit there, girl. So, and that's also another thing. Always they have this assumption that every gay person wants straight men. And I understand that they are in an environment that's 100% probably, for the most part, completely different or what they're accustomed to, because they're the only two straight heterosexual men, identified men in the house, besides Dylan, because I don't know if Dylan is straight or not. He just feminine. I don't know, but they're the only two. So I get that they are struggling with having to be in a house full of people that they don't understand, having to be in the house and not knowing, or at least choosing or choosing to not know what's offensive and what's not offensive, and also being very active. Come on, vocabulary. Being very active in tactics that's used to disrespect people. As in, I'm asking a question, but then, when I find out what your answer is, aka gatekeeper and neo soul, when I find out what your answer is, I'm gonna treat you different. Stuff like that. Anyway, nevertheless, now we're going. Now this right here is when I have to get Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Williams together. So now we transition to like a nighttime. It's nighttime. They're like outside front of the house. I'm assuming it's dark as hell. I don't know what the hell going on. So with that being said, we have Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun. Now this bitch is freaking out, and this bitch is flabbergasted, bitch. Flabbergasted. So basically, he lets it be known that he came back to talk to the Zeus. And another thing that was very funny to me is that throughout that whole interaction, I saw in the corner of the episode or whatever, the screen, I saw Natalie's face. Natalie's face was taking me out. I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what she actually said, and probably got edited out, but that shit was so funny to me. I think honestly she was having the same thoughts that we were thinking, as in, you did all this talking like you was big and bad, and now you're sitting here fucking fearful of your life, well, of your safety. Let me say life, of your safety, and you was doing all that. I'm that bitch and all that. Because keep in mind, he this man that set up here and downloaded his goddamn black girlfriend's personality. And so you was doing all this with Andrew Caldwell and doing all this. I'm gonna beat your ass and blah 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 blah. But then now you're sitting in the front, scared and flabbergasted and clutching your pearls. Do better. But yeah, her face was taking me out. Now the baddest, Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is freaking out, and this comment right here says, he said out his mouth, talking about, I don't match energies. Now this is the reason why I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because I'm like, weren't you the one just about to fight DoorDash and aka Andrew Caldwell? Weren't you the one that's about to just go all the way there with that bitch and say, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass. I can't wait to be in that house. Weren't you the one literally doing that? So what you mean you don't match energies? And this is what I was talking about when I first started the reviews. And even before I even started the reviews, I said one of my concerns is that when it comes down to this show, people are, of course, going to be fans of Bad Girls Club. So which means that most of them are already know the brand, the foundation of Bad Boys Club, which means that you're probably going to have fans that's probably going to take a personality from Bad Girls Club, embody that, and then implement that on the show instead of being 100% true to who they really are. Which is another reason why I didn't understand why Crystal Ball was saying this stuff. This is not Fight Boys Club, but yet fighting was also a tactic that a lot of you guys use to solidify your spot on the show. You get what I'm saying? So, and that also goes to Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun. You was over there saying, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and and doing all of that. But now, when you have been called to the front line, and now we want to see your receipts, now your ass can't check out. because that beeper that went off, and now security come and strapping your ass up in the back for shoplifting, bitch. And that was the big issue that I had. Alrighty, yeah, so the whole thing about biting a previous personality, now this is the reason why, because now you're starting to see it. What you put on before was not you. You being scared right now, that's you. You not wanting to defend or even fight. And the thing about it is that he said he wasn't going to put hands on you. Now, I do understand. He probably was a little hostile. I can understand that. But he said he wasn't going to put hands on you. But since he said he wasn't going to put hands on you, you can't even have a conversation to even talk to the man, at least defend yourself verbally. And the thing is too is that tonight I was going on, I forgot which post it was. I think it's like one of them posts or whatever. And you was under the Instagram post defending yourself. And I'm like, why didn't you do that on the show? Why didn't you have that same statements and say it to him on the show at the end of the day? Well, okay, so here we go. Yeah, so at this point, after he's done, like he's talking to production, Gatekeeper walks up. Because keep in mind, too, within the episode, I believe, was it Crystal Ball? I think Crystal Ball wanted to see if he can get Gatekeeper and Miss Asshole like the son to talk. Something like that, I forgot. Some along the lines. So Gatekeeper walks up. Gatekeeper's in confessional, lets it be known that he just wants to clear the air. And also when he did walk up, he says, William, aka SOB like the son, I'm not trying to hurt you. I don't want to put hands on you. You know, he's letting it be known. I'm coming in peace. Bitch, when I tell you, Miss SOB like the son was so scared. Oh my God, it made no sense. But then again, the bitch been scared since she got here. But whatever. So Gatekeeper lets it be known that they have no problem. He has done nothing but support him. And also, he also said that he even interviewed him and stuff on his radio station. So Gatekeeper also let it be known that he does not move like that. And also asked him and will let it be known that he, and when I say he, this ass so big, leaked the BBC. When I say BBC, not Big Black, but Bad Boys cast to the blogs. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Gatekeeper confronts him about him leaking stuff, and ass so big like the son denies. Of course he would. Who's gonna admit to that? If he did, I'm gonna say allegedly, because girl, I don't know what's not in the house, but allegedly, because girl, you're not gonna take me to court. So the baddest. Basically in the confession, let it be known that Gatekeeper's energy started to change. Now, here is the thing. Actually, I'm gonna say the last part. So as so big like the son Williams begin to notice that Gatekeeper's energy started to change, which I feel like it kind of did, but we're gonna get into that. This ass so big like the son basically did like a back step, side step, got in the car and it drove off. Here's the thing. I will say this. There was a change in Mullah's energy. I don't know if it was really his energy or it was just the backup music, you know, that production does or whatever. But I will say this. I think the thing is as well, because here's the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong if y'all saw in the comment, like in the throughout the video. I was kind of getting like a racial type of thing going on. Reason why I say that is because I felt like he went straight into this. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my God. Like he went straight into his rich white woman cry. He went straight to that. And I'm like, okay, I thought when you first entered and got on the show, you was the baddest black motherfucker on this bitch, personality wise, because you was doing all this and say I'm the baddest. And with the hard ESs and all the air going through your gaps, bitch. Like, what happened to that? But I understand, like in the words of Conscious, Darrell made them white again. I completely understand. But the whole thing, I was getting that whole thing going on as in he looked like he was so afraid of Mullah. Now his thing as well, and this is the reason why I'm bringing up the cultural differences. Since maybe because I am melanated, I understand that, you know, melanated people, we can be passionate and be very hostile at times. But however, from my perspective, maybe because I'm probably used to it, I didn't get the whole vibe that Moolah was actually going to, and now this is how you know I'm trying to be serious because I'm saying their real names. Moolah was actually going to put hands on Williams. Now, I do believe that he was being hostile or being very passionate, but I don't think it was to the level where he was actually going to lay hands on Moolah. I mean, on ass so big like the sun. I don't believe that. So I think another thing is that understanding my people. Like I wasn't getting that at all. So I don't know what the hell was going on, but that bitch was scared, bitch. And so another thing as well, is that Ass So Big Like the Sun did mention that he had trauma and stuff. So I wanted to see what was his trauma exactly, like what happened to him exactly. Not saying it makes excuses for a lot of stuff that he has done, but I'm just curious on what has happened. Only because simple fact of because when he literally got in the car, he literally started looking other places, and because now this is how you know that he was really like really on some other shit. Is when he looked at he started looking to like the stars, the skies, the cosmos and shit, and just reached for the door. Keep in mind, he didn't even look at the door. Reached for the door, opened it, and just got in. Like, I don't know. That was just so odd to me, like as if his body was in autopilot. So I really want to know what was his issue, like as in his trauma. But at the same time, I didn't appreciate that he was most definitely his rich white woman and really tried to extremely demonize Moolah. Even when I feel like, yeah, Moolah's not perfect and stuff, but I don't feel like he was actually going to put hands on him. Let's just call a spade a spade. Now, let me say this. Girl. So at this point, like I said, Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun leaves. Crystal Ball walks up. Gatekeeper basically explains to Crystal Ball what happened about, I said I was going to put hands on him, but he was still shook, and his ass got the fuck up out of here. I told him about him leaking shit. He didn't want to admit it. I kind of asked him again, then the bitch got up and left. And keep in mind, production was confused too. They was like, oh, you need to stay here. He was like, fuck y'all, bitch. So with that being said, another thing I did notice in this scene, Crystal Ball, I think, was he wearing Miss Lua Prada Gucci with the shades? Was he wearing her Anthony's shades, bitch? Because I was like, them shades look very familiar, but however, it could be his. But I was like, them shades look just like the shades that Anthony always be wearing. Look just like the shades that Anthony most definitely had the last scene, bitch. And they real cool too, even though they had Ford. I was like, okay, girl. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So Crystal Ball is shook. Crystal Ball is shook when he gets the news that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is the one leaking stuff. Hold up, y'all. Water break. You see, I'm over here. I'm rushing through this bad boy. I'm trying to get this reviewed up to an hour. That's it. I gotta keep lubricating, bitch. Whew. Girl. So yeah, he's shook at this point because of all the news that he literally just got. Gatekeeper basically says what I literally just said is that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun was shook, but however, Gatekeeper was so calm, which I do agree that he wasn't giving me rah. He was giving me passionate or giving me, I will say that I feel like sometimes there may be a disconnect when it comes down to how he may truly feel and his delivery at times. But I will say that he wasn't giving me that I feel like he was going to attack the boy at the end of the day. So Crystal Ball explains his perspective on why the baddest left. He felt like he was being, once again, everything is want to move around as soon as I go live. But once again, he basically gave his perspective on why he think Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun left. Basically saying he was scary. That's basically what it was. And now, keep in mind, the reason why they're saying all this stuff now is because they done found out, well, allegedly, he was the one that gave up the cast of the show to the blogs. Now, I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to get back to that because it's going to come back to that. So at this point, now we're going to transition from Neo Soul. Oh, girl, this review going to be longer than an hour. Neo Soul's room. Now, basically, we end up seeing Neo Soul. He's in the restroom. But however, we see Miss Rainbow K tiptoeing her ass up in his room. So basically asking, hello, where are you? I'm in the restroom. And then it's like, okay, I'm in your bed. Next thing you know, Neo Soul comes out. Why are you in my bed? Da-da-da-da-da. Next thing I know, Skittles saying, you know, I'm a tanning, and then they get in the bed together. Next thing I know, he said, I missed you. I was like, oh. I was like, yes, ma'am. I said, come on, gay representation. Come on, push that gay agenda. I know that's right. Let me stop saying that. I'm only playing, y'all. So at this point, Skittles just basically shoots his shot and asks Carry On the big giant question. What are we? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? Are we going up? Are we going down? What's left? What's right? He wants to know what's the tea. So basically, with that being said, they basically get into this whole game of semantics, as in trying to define what's flirting and what's friendly. In the end, basically, Carry On lets it be known that they're just friends and la 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 la. That's basically what that is. They're just friends. All right, and also he said in his confessional, he was like, you know, be quite honest, the only the highest position that Gutta, now this lets you know I'm trying to be serious. I'm saying their real names. Gutta has to be to me relationship. He has to be when it comes down to me is a friend. I was like, okay, girl. All righty. Let me see. Yeah, so here we go. Now, another thing I did notice is that when they were talking, I felt like Rainbow K, Miss Skitter K, was kind of alluding to something more has possibly happened. Of course, I don't think on camera, but I think when they have stopped recording, I think something more had possibly happened. Yes, ma'am. I thought something more had possibly happened. So I was like, oh, okay, got you. Because at first it was like, you know, so we're friends, so friends don't, and kind of left side. I was like, oh, okay, got you. Okay. I read it between the lines. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So now at this point, this when we start to get serious. So Skittles lets it be known and brings up the point of basically said that his dad had passed away 2 months ago. And then we later find out within the conversation that was his stepdad, because he said that his biological father had passed away some time ago, like way back in the day. But then his stepdad had passed away 2 months ago, roughly around 2 months ago. And so they basically get to the conversation of fathers. So I kind of already knew what his conversation was starting to slide to. So they get to the whole conversation about fathers, and Carry On lets it be known that, you know, Gutta, you're very strong, you know, basically encouraging him, let him know that, you know, you are really strong for that, because if it happened 2 months ago, you know, you probably still be grieving or, you know, going through the emotions. So now this one, we start to slowly go to this conversation. So Skittles asks Neo Soul about Kirk Franklin, his father. So Neo Soul basically lets it be known that there's a gap between them and he wants respect. Neo Soul also lets it be known that he talks about him leaking that tape, as in referring to the audio that he leaked of his father, I guess cussing him out. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When it came to that whole debacle thing, I kind of didn't really get too deep into it, but I know they had issues going on, and I heard something about Carry On saying something, why you playing the music of my abuser? And I think Kirk Franklin was playing, and so it was kind of led up to speculation, and then they had got into it, and then he leaked that. It was something like that. Don't quote me on everything, but it was something like that, if you don't know what I'm referring to. And so he said that his goal was not to cancel his father. His goal was to actually get him to let him know that I'm not playing. You saying this, you doing this, you threatening me, so I'm going to do this. He did it as retaliation. Now, Neo Soul feels like that Kirk is putting up a false image. I said, come on, you better welcome to the limelight. That's most celebrities in the goddamn industry. Because at the end of the day, they're only going to show you a face that looks good. For the most part, going to show you a face that looks good for their image. Because image is also everything as well. Yes, you can be talented, but however, if you don't have the look in the industry, you're not gonna make it like that. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's the reason why. Actually, I'm about to say something. I'm not gonna say that, but image is everything. And also, he said he didn't know or didn't expect the. Yep. And so thing is that he said that he didn't know that he was gonna get that much backlash when it came down to him having putting that tape out. And so I was like, girl, if you messing with any type of celebrity, you're gonna get backlash. Yeah, you're gonna get backlash hard. Whether you the son, the daughter, especially if you're demonized as the villain, they're coming for you. As long as they have a fan base, They're coming for you, but no matter who you are. And keep in mind too, you also going to have supporters or fans that's going to support and defend their people, no matter if they right or wrong. So you should have knew that was going to happen. Let's just call a spade a spade. So at this point, now Neo Soul talks about that he basically lets me know that he has experienced abuse, physical and verbal, and also gets to the conversation of talking about Christianity and how basically how it has affected him and his father's relationship and the gap between them. So Neo Soul basically also lets me know that the possibilities are gone and he do his own thing. Now, what I will say is very sad. Very, very sad. Very sad because you can see the hurt in him. You can see the pain in him. Now, I'm not gonna say who's right, who's wrong, because guess what? I'm not in their household. And I don't know Carry On 24/7, just like I don't know Kurt Franklin 24/7. But what I will say is that you can tell that he's really hurt. Now, is he one of the people that do his dirt and then act hurt, or he's hurt by the way that you react to stuff that he did? That I don't know. But what I will say, I can obviously tell he's hurt, and it's some healing that needs to happen between him and his family. It really is. Okay, so at this point, Skittles and Neo Soul cry. Neo Soul in his confessional pours his heart out. Like I said, this really, I really felt bad. Pours his heart out and felt like there's a disconnect between him and his parents. Oh, girl, this was really emotional. It really was. But it was good for TV. It was good for, I guess, to show a different aspect of the show. It doesn't always have to be gay and straight and all these different types of things. Yes, that may be one of the issues of why you and your parents don't get along. I'm assuming. I'm making assumptions, allegedly. But also bringing different aspects to the show to where they don't always have to be fighting. We want to see people that's also vulnerable as well. You get what I'm saying? So at this point, now we're going to transition over from them, and keep in mind they hug, and also keep in mind too, and his confessional, the producer asked him was he good and stuff like that, and he had to walk off. That was like that was a lot. But at this point, we transition over to Carmax's room. Really be. So Carmax decides that he's gonna FaceTime Miss Ass So Big, like the son Williams. So he FaceTimes him. Miss Ass So Big decides to pick up. So when he picks up, he basically explains what happened, which is, girl, I'm not going to explain it no more. He reiterates exactly what happened from his perspective, that he got a call that they was going to get jumped, and blah, 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 and he didn't feel comfortable being there because Moolah and Curtis are one room away. They share restrooms, and keep in mind, there are no locked doors in the house. So I was like, okay, girl, that's his perspective on everything that was going on. And he mentioned that he spent $20K on his body. I'm going to say that again. He spent $20K on his body. And so Carmax comment in his confessional let him know that he got an alley back. Now, what that means is that he got his body done in the back of an alley. And the thing about it, I'm like, you got $20K on your body. You might want to get a refund, sis. I don't know what the hell was going on, bitch. Like, but I digress. I understand that's your BBL. Make sure you use all of it and use your warranty and stuff and all the different types of things before expiration date, bitch. So Carmax wants to convince him to stay, but however, in his confessional, now I understand this is the edited show, but his confessional kind of conflicts that as a saying, you should stay. But they're not gonna beat you up, they're not gonna fight you. But yet in his confessional, he's saying, if they fight him, basically letting them know as a bitch, they leave him to the wolves, bitch. It is what it is. Now I do understand this is an edited show, which means that could have been taken out of context. So I'm just like, okay, girl. So yeah, so basically when he was explaining everything that was going on of what the final showdown was between him and Moolah, Miss Asso be like the son basically let me know that he meditates, he's one with the universe, and he is one with light, and he understands when energy changes. Now I will say this, I do feel like there was a slight energy change within Moolah, aka Gatekeeper, but I don't think he was gonna put hands on him. But that's what he said. He felt like, that was the whole thing. And then Carmax continued to try to convince him to stay. Basically letting him know that it will be a great opportunity and you will be missing out, which is true. Okay, so yeah, so Carmax Yeah, okay. So the baddest in return basically saying, yeah, it would be a great opportunity for me. I could be the biggest artist on Billboard. And I looked at him like, biggest artist on Billboard. I understand you reaching hard for the what? But I digress. Speaking of it, I'm going to listen to his music soon just so I can see what he sounds like. But it's all right. I was like, okay, got you. And so Neil, I'm going to say Neil, so Carmax asked a valid question. Basically asked him, was like, yo, how can you sit up here and say that you want to be in the front of, be on the motion pictures, want to be this big giant star, want to have this be on the Walk of Fame, get this Oscars, Grammys, all the different types of things, but yet you cannot handle the stuff that comes along with it or deal with the obstacles. And so he answered the question, but he asked him the question. He kind of gave like a BS answer, I'm be honest with you. He was like, what you mean? I was like, okay, girl, whatever. So at this point now, we transition down to the final scene. Now we're transitioning from Carmax's room down to the dining table. So Cristobal and Gatekeeper walk up to the rest of the BBC Bad Boys cast, y'all nasty asses. Cristobal lets it be known that they're having a house meeting and basically announces that Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun is officially gone from the house. And so also let it be known that the cast was leaked by Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun Wimps, allegedly. He most definitely did run out lightning, allegedly. So at this point, they're joking around. They're trying to blame Moolah. They're blaming him. It's a joke, but they're jokingly blaming him and stuff. Ran that boy out of here. They're going on and on. Now, Gatekeeper's confessional, he decides to make a statement. He's saying he's glad that William's not coming back. Now, keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing. He's glad that William is not coming back because he doesn't have to worry about that fruity tooty stuff around him. And he's glad that he's gone. This is the girl, I be trying. Like, I be trying to give you some room, Moolah. I really do. But when you be saying stuff, I be like, girl, what's going on? Like, girl, just like you have internalized, you have in your eyes, you may not see that you have a problem with gay people just because you allow them to do what they want to do. But however, just because you allow somebody or tolerate somebody, that doesn't mean that you don't have an issue. I'm just saying, let's just call a spade a spade. And so when he makes comments like that, I'll be like, girl, you snitching on yourself. You snitching on yourself when you say stuff like that. So Carmax asks his thoughts. And Twilight thinks that it was lame that he left, that he a punk ass. Now keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing, that he a punk ass bitch. I don't know why he left. He going off, kind of. So Cristobal he basically asked a valid question. I'm paraphrasing y'all right now. He basically asks him, how you gonna turn on him now? But when he was here, he was your BFF. And that goes to my point, because I'm about to get into Miss Twilight ass bitch. Fuck him and the white bitch and Jacob bitch. But I'm finna get into him real for a quick second. Hold up, y'all. What a break. I gotta get into him real quick. That goes to my whole thing of when they was in the room together last episode or the episode before that, I forgot. I think it's last episode. You was talking to him, doing all this, but yet in your confessionals, you was talking all that shit. Girl, get it together. But then when he was there, you was okay talking to him. You was being friendly with the boy. But now that he gone, you completely switched up. And I could tell that Milan caught on to it because that's the first thing he asked. As in, how you gonna change on him? But yet when he was here, you was BFFs with him. And that's 100% valid question. How you gonna change up on somebody as soon as they're gone? But the thing is, you're not changing up on him just to change up on him. You're changing up on him just trying to fit in. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. So Gake asks Twilight, because it's a follow-up question, asks Twilight that if Miss Ass So Big, damn, I'm gonna get it. Answer reflex. If Miss Ass So Big Like the Sun comes back, would Twilight let him share a room with him? Twilight responds and says no, he's gonna have to sleep on the couch. And then I can tell, right, girl, I can tell that was lame because it's not, from one, it's not coming off authentic. Like one thing you can't change is your energy or your like is your energy behind your work. Like it's not coming off authentic. Like, girl, you talking about he got to be on the couch. Girl, you wasn't doing all that when he was here. You wasn't doing all that when he was here. Now that he's gone, all of a sudden he come back, he have to be on the couch. Like, girl, you wasn't doing all that. And especially now that we know that he's one, not a fighter, two, he's not somebody that's gonna be like real conscious, like try to fight it and do all the extra stuff. So now you really put it on. Because before then, girl, you wasn't doing all that. You really wasn't. And that shit is like, that's really lame to me. And people like that, this is my personal opinion, but people like that I do not fuck with. Because the thing about it is that, let's just say if I didn't have a backbone, you would treat me the exact same way. He's switching up. Come on. Yes. Come on, Twilight. So, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So Cristobal says, basically, I'm paraphrasing, y'all. Cristobal basically says that he's the leader because Natalie, be talking to him and doing all this stuff. And so Carmack's confession said, girl, we are all grown. Last time I checked, when the hell we ever had a leader, bitch? And that's the same thing I'm thinking. Okay, you talking about you the leader and you all this and you all that and you the Beyonce of the group and all doing all these other things and you always have to be in the middle when it comes out of the pictures. But my thing is this, bitch. Do we have a line leader and a door holder in this bitch? Like last time I checked, I'm grown. I do though. What I want to do. Not just because I may not be clicked up with somebody, that don't mean anything. Damn, my mouth is dry. Or even if I'm clicked up, that doesn't mean I just move when my click move. No, that means that we're friends and we get along. And I just, I vibe with them. So I don't know, that stuff like that. But it's good for TV. So Cristobal lets it be known that, for one, let the rest of the house know about the house party that they're going to be doing. Let it be known that they're going to be, have to do music. And also let it be known that he already set up put up some of his resources and they're going to the studio tomorrow. And I was like, yes, ma'am. I said, come on now. So now DMV has a confessional, says that basically he can't wait. He wants to actually showcase his talent. I was like, okay, come on, DMV. Cristobal lets it be known that they all must be on the song. And Carmen makes it be known, I was gonna do that regardless. I may not be a rapper, but I'm gonna do that regardless. I'm gonna be on the song. And so basically they ended off with a toast. And that's the end of the episode. Now the next week we're gonna see them get to the studio. They're gonna be making the song. Now based on the rapping ability so far, and keep in mind this is the first watch, so I'm probably gonna go back and watch it again, and I may change it. But for the first watch, I liked Gutter. I like Gutter because I actually like that Gutter, the way that Gutter raps. I like Gutter, and I like DMV. Now, I really didn't like Moolah's verse so far. But however, that's also on standby. I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna say this, I'm pretty sure if I think I know how Zeus is gonna run this, as soon as the episode gets aired, that song is probably gonna get released and people are gonna start playing it. Let's just call a spade. If not already. Let's just call a spade. All right, so yeah, that's really the whole episode. So y'all let me know what y'all thought. Keep in mind, I struggled throughout to this whole review trying to get this stuff done because, babe, my mouth is dry. But that is it for my, I'm going to say commentary, my review for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button. Oh, and also, too, yes, I love Gutter, too. But also, too, I do want to say, because I know she's still in here, Ev, thank you for the donation, the donation that you gave me yesterday. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that supports me. I appreciate everybody because you guys do not have to do that. But however, I know you guys do that because you want to do it and it's out of the kindness of your heart. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. All righty. Thank you. Let me do this. But that is it for my commentary. There we go. That is it for my review for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any of my posts. Till next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Yes, ma'am.